I never pictured returning to live with my parents at the age of 35. Life has a way of humbling us in ways we don't expect. It didn't seem like a fresh start, more like a step back. It wasn't a decision made with careful thought. It felt more like giving in. There's no guidebook for handling life when you're overwhelmed with fatigue, facing an overdraft, and lost in a sea of confusion. I didn't have a strategy. This was my only choice. The soaring rent, a suffocating job, and sheer fatigue left me with no other alternatives. I reassured myself it was temporary, just a few weeks, maybe a month. But time can be deceiving when you're trying to piece your life back together. What started as weeks stretched into months, becoming my new reality. This truth was hard. Every day felt like a lesson in embarrassment, as if I'd failed as an adult, moving backward. I evaded calls, ignored old friends, afraid to admit defeat. Some mornings, I stayed in bed too long. Some nights ended in unnoticed tears. It felt like being 15 again, but with the weight of adult life and dwindling hope. Here's the raw truth. Sometimes, taking a step back isn't losing ground. It's finding recovery. In moments of stillness, within the rare calm of not always being on the move, I started to breathe again. In that newfound serenity, I began to notice what I'd been ignoring. The years of tension, how seldom I rested without guilt, how much my self-worth was tied to appearances. My parents didn't push for perfection or hurry. They simply allowed me to be. In this peace, things started to change. I enjoyed quiet mornings on the porch, sipping tea with my mum. I took unhurried walks through my old neighborhood, feeling grounded, not just exercising. I had deep talks with my dad that our previous busy lives never permitted. I returned to journaling, not to fix myself, but because I now had the space to listen to my inner thoughts. Gradually, the weight of shame lifted. The haze began to clear. I started seeing myself not as a failure, but as someone needing a safe place to unwind and rebuild truthfully. Many people think moving back home means falling behind, as if coming back means you've lost something, as if independence is the only measure of maturity. But here's the hidden truth. Retracing your steps can be the path to reclaiming parts of yourself you lost. Sometimes the home you left becomes the only safe haven where you can relax and still feel loved. Healing doesn't always come from pushing forward. It happens in the pauses, in silence, in sitting in a room decorated with old posters, childhood trophies, and the quiet version of you who once dared to dream. If you find yourself back in your childhood room in your 30s, amidst uncertainty and dormant dreams, feeling embarrassed, left behind, or like you failed, remember this. You're just in a quieter chapter than you imagined. But quieter doesn't mean less worthy. Slow doesn't mean stuck. This isn't the end. It's a phase of rebuilding. And if healing begins here, in this space, in this moment, in this quiet, so be it. You're not floundering. You're finally hearing your own voice.